Good evening, everyone. At this time, I ask that you rise for the singing of our national anthem by our MRH Chamber Choir, led by Miss Nadia Maddox.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Parents, guardians, friends, families, Board of Education, fellow students, community members, staff, and most importantly, soon-to-be graduates, welcome to the Maplewood Richmond Heights High School Class of 2026 Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to take a moment and introduce the distinguished guests who have joined us this evening. I ask that they please stand to be recognized as I call their name. High School Assistant Principal, Dr. Craig Maxwell. High School Assistant Principal and Athletic and Activities Director, Mr. Rashad Davenport Sr. Superintendent of MRH Schools, Dr. Benita Jameson. Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Chris McGee. Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Dr. Shonda Ambers Phillips. Board of Education President, Jenny Schmidt. Board of Education Vice President, Dr. Loretta Colvin. Board of Education Treasurer, Dr. Brian Matz. Board of Education Secretary, Dr. Rachel Lindsay. Board of Director, Dr. Julie Francois. And Board of Education Director, Dr. Trent Colbert. Thank you. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate this incredible milestone, I want to invite our graduates to take a moment and look around. Stand up, turn around. Notice the faces of the people who have all been a part of your journey. The teachers who pushed you to grow, the families who stood by your side, and the friends who shared in every step. This is your moment to show your gratitude. Give a little wave to those who have inspired, supported, and believed in you. And silently say a little thank you. Let them feel the appreciation for the guidance and encouragement that helped you reach this day. Your success is because of the kindness and support of so many. So let's recognize that before we move forward. Special note, Parents, families, feel free to take as many pictures as you want. And graduates, continue to smile, because this is their moment too. They have supported you along this journey, and so we're going to smile for pictures. All right, graduates, please be seated. Thank you. At this time, before we begin our ceremony, I would like to turn our attention to the MRH combined choirs under the direction of Miss Nadia Maddox as they share a piece titled Journey by Derek Fox.
Time moves on, keeps rolling along, we will write our own stories. Beauty lives in you, bring joy in all you do. Take time to see the joy and peace, be the light our world needs. We will live, we will soar. We'll see all the places we've dreamed of before. We'll be free as those breeze. We'll write our own stories. We will journey on. Journey on, my friends. We will surely meet again. And as time moves on, keeps rolling along, we will write our own stories. We will journey on. We will journey on.
Thank you, MRH Combined Choirs. What a perfectly fitting song for this moment. Wow, where does the time go? It seemed as if just yesterday, each of you was walking into high school with one goal in mind. When is lunch, and where am I going to sit? In all seriousness, though, this class has been nothing short of memorable. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, I have 46,145 pictures on my phone. That's a lot of words. 46,145,000 to be exact. I know you all think you know where I'm going to go with this, but don't worry. I'm not trying to put 45 million words in a speech. That'd be too long. But what these pictures don't tell you is that each one represents so much more than words. It represents a story that is special, worthwhile, and carries meaning. I have 3 years of pictures of you, class of 2026, and I sat last night and I reminisced and determined in that moment I needed to rewrite my speech. Riley and Lucy, you asked me yesterday at graduation practice if I was going to cry. I will do my best not to cry as I share this with you, but looking at those pictures last night had me in tears. As I looked at the pictures, I was flooded with memories and moments of pure pride and joy. You see, this class is very special. Yes, they could be challenging, but they are very special. We have a soon-to-be Cornell student, a soon-to-be NYU student, 2 students who are in full rides to WashU, the highest number of students graduating from the early college program, the highest dual enrollment, a perfect ACT score earner, a National Merit Scholarship finalist, state champion finalist, a state champion piano player, the highest community service award hours, the most athletic signings in a year. I could keep going. This class, yes. This class has so many amazing accomplishments, more than what a photo could capture. But what stood out to me in those photos was something much more. It was heart. This class understands what it means to care for one another and care for our community. They truly have the heart and spirit of MRH. Stuff that we as adults can only hope our society has. Well, this class has it. The first picture that stood out to me was Greg. You see, Greg has always been an out-of-the-box thinker. One year, on anything but a backpack day, Greg brought in a very creative carrier for his belongings. I was snapping pictures of the students walking in with their different devices to carry their belongings, and then I noticed a little human on Greg's back, holding Greg's stuff. I had to tell Greg we couldn't use live animals or people for this spirit day. He obliged, sad, but he took his sibling home. Then said, "Mrs. Huffman, you never said we couldn't do that." So from then on, anytime we do anything but a backpack day, we say, no humans, no animals, nothing with blades, and you have to use the stairs with it all day. Thanks, Greg, for pushing the status quo and making sure we are always thinking of every angle. The next picture that stood out to me was one a little bit more recent. After our senior walk, I watched Claire extend kindness and inclusivity to another one of our students. When senior walk finishes, we walk to the MRH on the field behind me, and we take a picture as a class. Claire recognized that one of our students needed a little more help making it up the hill and back down safely. I look over to check on this student, and Claire is guiding him by the elbow and encouraging him. I know she didn't know that I saw that, but I did. Claire, your caring spirit and want to make sure no one was left behind will be a model for others to follow. Thank you for showing in true class of 2026 spirit that kindness can move mountains for other people. There is also the beloved picture we've captured of the Lorax, who showed up to our Powder Puff games, cheering loudly and proudly. The Lorax was none other than the self-proclaimed Queen of Maplewood herself, Daphne. At this moment, Daphne was pulling out all the stops to get students engaged in the game and cheering. She didn't care what it was going to take. She just knew she wanted the teams playing to feel as if they were special and important. Thank you, Daphne, for showing up MRH proud and cheering on others, no matter the situation or scenario, in true class of 2026 spirit. Thank you. Another priceless picture I came across was Izzy. You see, Izzy was a master planner in this story. At the beginning of the year, there was an activity where other students shared their favorite dessert. As each student's birthday came around throughout the year, Izzy made their favorite dessert and presented it to them. No one knew this was coming. It was a beautiful surprise that Izzy just did because she wanted someone else to feel special and seen. The largest smiles I've ever seen on anyone's faces, even Izzy's. In true class of 2026 spirit, Izzy reminded us that when we show up for others and care for others, it comes back. I have a picture of Brody Martin with his coach beaming through tears as his coach shared about how much Brody has grown. I have a picture of Abraham making dunks due to his daily morning routine before school. I have pictures of seniors with buckets of water being poured on them by underclassmen so they can raise money to offset the cost of senior activities. I have pictures of seniors getting pied in the face to help with the NHS history book. I have the first homecoming parade since COVID, pictures of seniors presenting their capstones, first class-wide kickball game at the senior picnic. You get the point. Now I'll get to the point. Class of 2026, don't lose that spirit. The spirit of advocacy, the spirit of love, the spirit of challenging the status quo, the spirit of being unapologetically you. The world needs this. Your teachers, staff, and I have one hope for every student. And it's not that we want you to get straight A's. It's not that we want you to earn a perfect ACT score. We want you to be a better person and to make a positive difference in this world. Class of 2026, you have shown us this time and time again in so many picture-perfect moments. You have the heart and spirit that will change the world. As you take your next steps, I will leave you with a quote from Winnie the Pooh. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Class of 2026, know that saying goodbye to you is bittersweet. Always remember, once a blue devil, always a blue devil. We will be here watching and waiting as you change the world, one picture-perfect moment at a time. As is appropriate, please smile as I take one last picture of you. Squeeze in. Wait, one more. Thank you, and good luck. At this time, I would like to welcome our next speaker, Emily Stone, Student Council President.
Friends and family, students and teachers, thank you for coming together today to celebrate our students. It's my honor as this class's student council president to be able to send everyone off with a little piece of advice and maybe motivation. Chances are that in the last month, a majority of us have said, I can't believe we're already here. Then after that, you reminisce, and here comes remembering an embarrassing thing you did back in October. And then you begin manifesting, saving pins to your Pinterest board titled College Aesthetic or Party Life. It's not so crazy that we spend most of our time in the past or the future. It's human nature to think of what we have done and how we will change in the future. But when all of our influence is here with us now, why is it so hard to spend time in the present? Obviously, it's harder said than done to be present. So let me tell you this. Last summer, I had an assignment for my AP Bio class to read and take notes on the book Make It Stick, essentially a piece explaining how to learn better. Turns out there is scientific reasoning to studying in small blurbs every day, rather than pulling an all-nighter the night before a test. This advice has stuck with me since. I got better at naming organs of the digestive system for my anatomy class at Self Tech, but ironically, not in my other classes at Maplewood, which includes bio. This year has been tough, and I will be blaming that on senioritis. But I got sick of the imaginary puzzle pieces that would fix my bad habits. I realized to not worry so much that I have fallen behind, as long as I can catch up with myself. Don't get me wrong, imagination and dreams are substantial factors when it comes to becoming the person you want to be. We just forget too often the biggest factor, yourself, right now. I didn't get up on the stage because I thought hard enough about it. I mean, I did think about it, every day actually. And to be honest, it took me a year to write this because I was too busy thinking instead of doing. People have been asking me for months if I have written my speech, and I tell them, no, but I know word for word what I want to say. Of course, this was me getting ahead of myself. I finally sat down and laid my thoughts out, and I scratched them out. I did again and again until I realized I was the biggest procrastinator here. For almost 2 years, I've been thinking about this exact speech. Countless times, I've thought about how a test didn't go as planned, and I thought I could be a better student. I thought about what this day would look like beginning to finish. And I've thought about my time at college next year and whether or not I'll fit in. Things didn't go as planned, and things will continue to not go as planned. Of course, here I am doing one of those things that I set my mind to. And most importantly, here we are. Clearly, we did something right. Though, in my experience, it cost me having to pay attention to my dad's advice, or rather his strange way of telling me that I can do me better. Something he says to me all too often, maybe something you've heard from a pesky relative, or from Mr. Gainey, is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I have a challenge for us. Stop waiting for the right moment when the right moment is already here. Invest time in yourself, for it will come back to you in miraculous ways. I would now like to welcome our next speaker, Viren Pantazis, President of the Principal Advisory Leadership Board.
Good evening, faculty, families, and fellow graduates. I have the pleasure of speaking to you all tonight because I served as the president of the Principal Advisory Leadership Board for the 2025 to 2026 school year. For those of you that aren't familiar with PALB, we are a group of students acting as a channel between the student body and the Board of Education, seeking to better our community through monthly asks. This year, we've fought for an athletic trainer, funding for extracurricular resources, college preparatory activities, and more. We've organized public forums for board candidates, met with architects planning our school's development, and even made matching sweatpants that say PALB on the butt. That was the hardest ask of all. Thank you, Mrs. Huffman, for making our dreams come true. But truly, PALB gave us students ownership in our community. PALB was formed to try and make students' lives better when they walk inside these doors. It taught me that there is always room for improvement. There is always an opportunity to advocate for somebody else, to seek a different perspective, and to attempt to create real change. It also taught me that closed mouths don't get fed. I urge all of you, use your voice, speak up for yourself. If you get shut down, keep asking until you get a solution. If a teacher or an administrator says no, find a better argument and try again. There are so many organizations at this school that lifted students up and gave them a voice. Student Council, Women Who Look Ahead, Key Club, Students for Social Justice, Slackers. Each one of these groups is dedicated to giving students input on decisions that affect them, each with a specific purpose and a unique community. As president of PALB, I also served as the student representative to the Board of Education. This gave me a firsthand view of the board members, unpaid volunteers that serve their community and their schools with great care and compassion. They put countless hours into budgeting, policymaking, and establishing a safe and inspirational environment for us all. Join me in thanking the members of the MRH Board of Education, please. Additionally, on behalf of all of the graduates here, I'd like to thank all of the parents, grandparents, guardians, aunts and uncles, friends, and family that pushed us to the finish line. It takes a village to raise a graduate, and I'd like to thank all of the villagers. Each one of us has our own people, and we are all incredibly grateful. I had a great time serving as president of PALB, and an even better time sitting at all of those 3-hour-long board meetings. Thanks so much for this amazing opportunity. To my fellow graduates, I know it's easy to say high school sucks. I said it just as much as the rest of you. However, I hope that you can recognize and appreciate the community of Maplewood Richmond Heights as much as I can. Each and every one of you made a difference in these 4 years, and I know you will all make significant contributions to wherever you go next. I just ask that before you leave, you take a second to look back at the people that supported your high school journey and you give them their flowers. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Benita Jameson, our superintendent, to the podium.
This speech feels different, not simply because it's my last graduation speech as your superintendent, but because in many ways I have had the privilege of watching many of you grow into who you are becoming. And much like the book, The Dot, by Peter Reynolds, I have been reminded that every single person sitting before me tonight has their own dot, their own story, their own experience, their own challenges, their own victories, setbacks, and moments that shaped how you move through the world. In the story, a little girl named Vashti believes that she cannot draw. Frustrated, she makes a small dot on a piece of paper, and her teacher says something powerful: sign it. That one dot became the beginning of confidence, courage, creativity, and purpose. Tonight, as I look at each of you, I want you to remember something important. Every dot has a story. Every one of you arrived at this moment carrying an experience that shaped how you see the world. Some of your stories were filled with joy and support. Some were filled with challenges people may never fully understand. Some of you had moments where you questioned your worth, your voice, or whether anyone ever truly saw you. I understand that feeling more than you know. There were moments in my own life when I felt invisible, moments when I believed that no one was paying attention to me, my work, or my dreams. But what I learned over time is this: purpose is not always born from being seen by others first. Sometimes purpose begins the moment you choose to see yourself. So as you leave MRH and enter the world, I want to leave you with a few of Dr. J's nuggets to set you on the right path. First, be yourself authentically and unapologetically, Jaquise. Do not spend your life trying to become the version of yourself others are most comfortable with. The world does not need another copy. It needs the unique dot that only you can create. Secondly, do what brings you purpose and joy. Whether your next step is college, the military, a career, entrepreneurship, or discovering your path along the way, do not allow other people's timelines, fears, or expectations define your future. Third, do not wait for the perfection to begin. In the dot, the entire journey started with one perfect and perfect mark on a page. Life will not hand you certainly before you're asked to move forward. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to have a perfect plan. Start anyway. Apply anyway. Dream anyway. Take the risk anyway. Growth rarely happens when everything feels comfortable. And finally, encourage others. One of the most beautiful parts of the dot is that Vashti eventually inspires someone else to make their mark. Never underestimate the power of your words, your kindness, your presence, or your courage. Sometimes the smallest encouragement changes the trajectory of someone else's life. Class of 2026, your dot matters. Your story matters. Your voice matters. As I close, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your story. While this may be the final graduation speech at MRH, I hope you leave understanding that your dot matters, your present matters, and to go out, be bold, authentically, imperfectly, and unapologetically, and I'll be around watching all the marks that you make. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to welcome your class of 2026 salutatorian, Katie Lewis, to the stage. As part of this honor, Katie will be presented with a stole and a medal.
Okay. Hello, it's me, Katie. I just want to say thank you to all of the people who've actually tried to get to know me during high school, because not many people did. You mean the world to me. Thank you to all the teachers who actually talk and care about their students. You make a difference here. Thank you to my family who has encouraged me to do what I want when I feel comfortable through my whole life. And finally, a big thank you to my younger sister, Zoe. You're probably my favorite person ever, and I really hope we can always stay as close. I love you so much. Okay, now, our MRH combined choirs will sing our MRH alma mater. We have provided the words in our program and invite you to follow along.
Thank you, choirs. At this time, I would like to welcome your class of 2026 valedictorian, Vera Pantasis, to the stage. As part of her honor as well, she receives a stole and a medal.
Hello again. I'm up here talking to you all for the second time because I had the honor of being awarded the title of valedictorian for the MRH class of 2026. If you had told 8th grade me that I would be graduating from Maplewood, she would not have been happy. In fact, around this time, 4 years ago, I was desperately trying to convince my parents to send me to an expensive private school. I was firmly convinced that my only path towards a good college, to a successful career, was to avoid Maplewood Richmond Heights. Clearly, I did not succeed in my quest for private education. I went into my freshman year disillusioned. I was aware that the support of public schools isn't always what it should be, and we might not have the same opportunities or resources as schools further out west. However, what I realize now that younger me failed to see was that Maplewood Richmond Heights was special. I thought I couldn't compete with the well-off kids from the suburbs, but with every debate tournament we took home gold, every teacher I formed long-lasting relationships with, and every state championship won, my mindset began to shift. Through my small public school, I was able to stand before the Board of Education and have real conversations with the leaders of my district. With instructors, coaches, and directors that chose MRH for community, I obtained a system of support unlike any other. Every day, I sat in classrooms alongside a student body with a range of perspectives and backgrounds. At MRH, I found myself in a community of friends, not competitors. I turned what I dreaded into a springboard that taught me how to use my voice. If you all could take one thing away, just one thing from this speech, it is the value of Maplewood Richmond Heights for your students, for your families, and for yourselves. Do not underestimate the power of strong public schools. When communities invest in them, they invest right back in the people they serve. Look at our teachers. Mrs. Carmen, who is so passionate about AP Calculus, she made me want to show up in the last quarter of my senior year to actually learn. Miss Maddox, who takes time out of her day for individual vocal lessons for her choir class. Dr. Welker, a teacher who cares about the whole student, not just the grade book. Mrs. Potoff, who hosts improv nights in her evenings and puts together food drives on her weekends. All of our support staff, bus drivers like Miss Kathy, who comes to every speech and debate tournament. Secretaries like Mrs. Sportsman, who is there at the front desk wishing every student a good morning. Administrators like Mrs. Huffman, who comes to every sports game and every school play to support her students. Coaches like Mrs. Noby and Mr. Guthrie, who are the largest advocates in any room for our girls' soccer team. And Mr. McCollum, who has been there for me through every competition, every speech, every email, and every panic day, who is the most dedicated teacher and coach I have ever had the honor of being guided by. This list goes on, but you catch my drift. You will not find more passionate teachers than those at Maplewood because they truly love the kids here. And that is what makes us special. The work behind the scenes, the late night rehearsals, the early morning meetings, and the consistent, vigorous, loud support for each and every student here. So if I could go back and say one thing to my 8th grade self, it would be shut up and listen to your parents. Yes, Dad, you were right, as much as it pains me to say that. To all the parents out there, trust me, sending your kids to MRH is a blessing. Without the excellent guidance and advice that I was given by the adults around me, or the diverse perspectives I heard from my peers, I would not have achieved the level of success that I did in my high school years. The community that was built before me and will survive long after me exists in the wings of our theater, on the field holding soccer practice, and at the Blue Duck, where I wait tables with fellow students. I consider myself incredibly lucky, not because of our resources or our rankings, but because of the people we are surrounded by. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the people that supported me the most these past 4 years. Thank you to my best friends, Lamina and Celia, for listening to me talk and talk and talk. Thank you to my sisters, Faye and Holly, for keeping me humble. Thank you to Paul at BBL and Allah and Mr. T. Thank you to Mrs. Thoughtoff for letting me crash on the couch in her office whenever I needed a power nap. Thank you, Mr. McCollum, for keeping animal crackers and energy drinks in his room for me 24/7 and for helping me write this speech. Thank you to the amazing MRH speech, debate, and mock trial team for giving me a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Thank you to my mom and my dad, who are the perfect role models. I want to be just like you guys when I grow up. I have a million more of these, but I think Huffman's starting to give me the stink eye. Congratulations to the class of 2026, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Vera. Now, it's my privilege to present the graduating class of 2026 to our Board of Education. Distinguished MRH School Board, I certify that these students have fulfilled all the necessary requirements as outlined by the Missouri Department of Secondary Education to legally and rightfully obtain their high school diploma. At this time, Mr. Gainey will assist by announcing all diploma recipients. We invite the Board of Education President Jenny Schmidt and Superintendent Dr. Benita Jamison to assist as well. Because we want to ensure that each student receives their special moment and can hear their name, we ask that our audience please be considerate with their cheers and applause. Let's make sure all of our students and families can have their moment. Ready? Let's go. Row 1, please stand.
Ahmed Al-Harani. Terrence Askew. Augustin Barber. Miley Barber. Leo Barber. Addison Becker. Destiny Burton. Robert Chandler. Honora Chase. Sachi Chalapa. Aiden Coleman. Austin Correll. Nathan Crater. Esperanza Cruz. Rebecca Cusimano. Charlie Darst. Simon Davis. Jaquise Deal. Saring Diane. Elliot Dick. Harper Dickens. Emily Dillon. TJ Dolan. Eitan Elkanah Hale. Janiyah Ellis. Christina Esbeck. Lauren Foster. Jack Funky. Macy Gabbert. Aiden Garcia. Arena Gardner. Kendall Garneau. Jaleel Golston. Celia Giles. Myasia Griffin. Rachel Gunlock. Cecilia Heron. First row, you may be seated. Second row, please stand. Alyssa Hill. Lyric Hill. Bennett Hogue. Asia Holly. Janae Jones. Jaleese Jones. Kaylin Kalajian. Alexander Castañas. Marav Caton. Aaliyah Keys. Alexis LaRose. Sophia LaBrier. Devin Landon. Maxwell Leach. Devin Loggins. Michael Lowry. Katie Lewis. Joseph Lundgren. Leon Lungu. Caden Majors. Basha Manus. Brody Martin. Aaron Mask. Emerson Mattia. Terrell McDaniel. Lucy Metcalf. Maury Miller. Daphne Modise. Erwin Moore. Abraham Mondragon. Harmony Moody. Jonah Moore. Ralph Moore de Oliveira. Claire Moylan. Marley Mukaza. Abraham Nayu. Cameron Nichols. Isamina Norton. Second row, please be seated. Third row, please stand. Aiden Page. Vera Pantazis. Unique Patterson. Lexi Place. Lamina Pohl. Hudson Price. Caitlin Randolph. Minta Reeves. Marquise Richardson. Christina Rivera. Liam Ross. Riley Sabbath. Lucy Schmidt. David Schmidt. Amelia Schroeder. Logan Sharp. Dariana Skinner. James Stevens Fitzhugh. Emily Stone. Elliot Storm. Basmina Sulamankail. Jacob Sweer. Silas Tanner. Oliver Tasman. Kara Thomas. Gregory Valensic. Lily Van Schaik. Archer Walker. Ari Werner. Nicholas Wheeler. Caden Wilborn. Jackson Williams. Jakaya Wilson. Lula Wood. Luke Woodrum. Julia Woodrum. Noe Zamora. Third row, you may be seated.
Friends and family, as we come to the end of the ceremony, we ask that as we process out, we allow the graduates, staff, and board to exit first. Graduates will climb the steps one last time and enter the school. Please make sure the path is clear, and please do not stop the graduates. The graduates will exit outside and meet you in the outdoor commons. Families, after all graduates have exited, feel free to make your way to the outdoor commons area by exiting via the Martini Gate. To my right, your left. You can meet the graduates in the outdoor commons space and parking lot area. Would all graduates please stand? Graduates, your tassel, which has been worn on the right side, symbolizing your educational journey, is now ready to be moved to the left side. Please move your tassel to the left at this time. And now, it gives me great pleasure to announce the class of 2026 has formally graduated from Maplewood Richmond Heights High School. Congratulations. Ready? Ready. We ready?
No, I'll go last.